So it seems as though the Philadelphia Eagles are going to rest their starters, but are we going to get the same treatment from Dallas? That and more today on the Run the Sims podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wilde. You can see that I've got the input screen up that we're going to go through because we are going to decide how these market share percentages are going to get divvied up between these players because we don't expect full games out of anybody. So Philadelphia is +4 in this game. We've got a 43.5 point over under. Apologize for not getting to help out the last 2 or 3 slates remodeling the house. So been a little bit busy, but I am going to do tonight and tomorrow night's games. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the Dallas side of the ball. We've got Cooper Rush playing a little bit, but the Cowboys said that they're going to have um, their starters in for the game. I mean, we're only assuming that starters are going to come out of the game because it makes absolutely no sense at all. But that being said, we've got the Cowboys starters coming out at some point, and because they're just not going to beat up on the Eagles backups all game. The Eagles have already kind of lent their hand to say that okay, we're not going to have our starters play all game. We might get 1 or 2 series of Jalen Hurts because the Eagles can't really benefit from a win. I think they can change their position a little with a far shot, but the Cowboys can change. They can potentially get up to the 2 seed. However, it's just not going to be difficult for them to beat the Eagles in this game with the Eagles not necessarily trying. So let's take a look at the Dallas side of the ball. We've got Ezekiel Elliott still with a 38% market share, but then we've got 35% for Corey Clement and then 15% for Jaquan Hardy. Jaquan Hardy's pretty much going to be the cleanup guy towards the end of the game, but Corey Clement is going to play the Tony Pollard role legitimately, considering Tony Pollard is not going to be playing in this game. So if Dallas is even playing their starters, you're going to get Corey Clement. So Corey Clement's going to be a phenomenal play because he's going to be playing the Tony Pollard role, and then he's going to play the Ezekiel Elliott role when the starters leave the game. So Corey Clement should be active all game. Jaquan Hardy should be playing cleanup. Now we go to the wide receivers. You've got Cedric Wilson with the highest market share, 15.9%. That's another situation where Cedric Wilson's going to play with the starters and he's going to play with the backups. Cedric Wilson's a favorite play of mine on a normal slate, and he's a favorite play of mine on this slate, given the fact that he's probably going to play all game. This isn't preseason where the starters can be declared inactive so that we get looks at 8 wide receivers. You still have to have your active guys. So that's when you're going to see Cedric Wilson a lot of the game, Malik Turner a lot of the game, Noah Brown, a preseason favorite of mine that didn't pan out is Simi Fehoko. He'll maybe see some touches, but it doesn't necessarily need to get that deep considering the starters are supposed to be playing a sizable portion of the game. That gets us to tight end. Tight end's going to see 11% for Shultz, 6.9 for McKean, and then Jeremy Sprinkle 4.6. But McKean plays a lot already, and so he's probably my favorite of the tight ends. He plays a lot with the starters, doesn't get a lot of targets with the starters, but he does play a lot with the starters, and he should continue to play into any backup scenario. So that gets us over to the Eagles. We have a 7% market share for Gardner Minshew and a 20% for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is probably going to play 2 to 3 drives. Kenneth Gainwell is going to be the surefire starter with Sanders, Scott, and Jordan Howard out. But Jason Huntley should get plenty of work as well. And Kenneth Gainwell being considered kind of a starter on a regular basis. He's got packages that he's involved in. He's going to probably leave the game at some point to get more Huntley. Now, there is only 2 active, so Kenneth Gainwell is not going to be able to leave the game entirely. But there is a scenario in which Kenneth Gainwell is playing the first few drives with the starters, and then he's playing back up to Jason Huntley to be the primary ball carrier. So I would not be surprised at all if Jason Huntley saw more touches than Kenneth Gainwell in this game. Takes us over to wide receiver. We're going to have Devonta Smith with a 15%, Quez Watkins 10%, Jalen Reagor with the 10%. Greg Ward's the guy that I look at the most. Probably going to play with the starters and the backups. And then JJ Arthega-Whiteside. I mean, John Hightower's fine too. Neither guy am I excited to play. I'd rather play Greg Ward. Probably rather play Quez Watkins at 4,600. He should be playing with the backups as well. Gets us over to tight end. Tyree Jackson's a favorite of a lot of people, so he's probably going to be relatively owned, but he's a very, very athletic tight end. He should be productive in this game with Dallas Goedert out. And then Richard Rodgers is the veteran, so he's probably not going to get all the extra work with the backups. Now, finally, let's run the Sims and see some of these optimals. Got Kenneth Gainwell in 65% of the total lineups. Dak Prescott in 57% of total lineups. Point out that Kenneth Gainwell is 18% captain here. He's probably not even going to be that high captain in terms of ownership. It is the Saturday slate. We don't have the ownership, but 18% super high for Kenneth Gainwell, and probably not going to be owned that much. And then Cedric Wilson, love to see him appearing in 16.5%. Like I said, Cedric Wilson's going to play with the starters like he always does. Michael Gallup tore his ACL, unfortunately, and then Cedric Wilson probably runs it with the backups and is the primary target for Cooper Rush for at least a quarter. So Cedric Wilson's a very strong play. Jalen Hurts, even with his 2 to 3 drives, is appearing 38.5% of the flex, 8% at captain. CeeDee Lamb, 28% in the flex, 8% at captain. Ezekiel Elliott, 28, 4% at captain. Amari Cooper, 26, 7% at captain. Corey Clement at a strong 27%, 4% at captain. So you can see you can kind of just play whoever you want. This is definitely reminiscent of a preseason game where you have to kind of read the tea leaves. So you're going to have a lot of 20s and 30s appearing. Dalton Schultz, 23%. Gardner Minshew, 18%. Cooper Rush, 17%. Devonta Smith, 15%. Quez Watkins, 13%. Malik Turner, 13%. Everyone left is going to be like 13 to 10%. So I'm not going to even go through all of these guys for you. The important thing is going to be when we go to look at our custom lineups. One thing to remind you of, the lucky thing about using Run the Sims for this slate is that the Sims aren't going to care how much money is left over. So everybody's telling you, hey, make sure you're leaving 20K on the table, or people on Twitter are joking about making sure that 40K is left on the table or whatever because it's like a preseason game. Well, Run the Sims is giving you the best lineups regardless. Like I saw this one down here, Kenneth Gainwell, Sean McKeon, Corey Clement, Dak Prescott, Jason Huntley, Malik Turner. The salary is 5,200 or sorry, 15,200. So the Sims don't care. So you shouldn't even look at salary. As a matter of fact, when you export your CSV, you should probably just delete salary. Run the Sims isn't going to give you a lot of max salaries on this slate. And we really don't know how much the starters are going to play. Like I said, Dallas hasn't even said they're going to take the starters out at all. Ideally, they would like to get a lead and take the starters out. That assumes that they beat up on the backups, though. And if we get 2 drives of Dallas beating up on the backups and say Amari Cooper catches both of them, well, then he's stuck in the optimal lineup regardless, right? So instead of guessing too much, we will definitely be using this custom lineup section. Head over to our predictions, and then I'll build my spy entry with you guys. Kenneth Gainwell, 14 points. Dak Prescott, 13. Cedric Wilson, 12. Jalen Hurts, 11. CeeDee Lamb, 10. Ezekiel Elliott, 9. Amari Cooper, 9. Corey Clement, 9. Dalton Schultz, 8. Cooper Rush, 7. Gardner Minshew, 7. Kicker, Devonta Smith, 7. Huntley, 6. Malik Turner, 6. And we'll go down a little bit more. Kicker, Quez Watkins, 6. Noah Brown, 5.5. Dallas Cowboys, 5.2. 5.1. Let me mention before I go build my lineup that defense is very viable on this slate. So I definitely don't mind getting both defenses in there. It could be one of those ugly kind of games. Tyree Jackson is 4.6. All right, let's go over and build our lineup. So I think I want Kenneth Gainwell at captain. So let's find Gainwell. Right, and then I'm rolling with Dak Prescott. I think he's gonna get at least a few drives, and he might even get a couple drives against the backups for Philly. I don't know that Philly takes the backups out and or puts the backup in, and Dallas just, takes the starters out. I don't know if Dallas even cares if the starters are in or not. Then I like Clement. Alright, and then, uh, Cedric Wilson. Right. I would like one more player from Dallas, I think, but I'm gonna let that get figured out on the back end. I've got a pretty good feeling about playing Minshew, but maybe I roll out Quez Watkins. And so Jalen Hurts, let's head back over here to the Sims. Jalen Hurts was up here at third with 11.5. If Jalen Hurts gets a couple, he'll see Quez Watkins a bit too. Maybe we go Jalen Hurts. So we have Kenneth Gainwell, Quez Watkins, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Corey Clement, Cedric Wilson. I don't mind that. I think I could probably get a little bit better than that if I were to go with someone like, hmm, let's upgrade to the highest Dallas receiver. That's a starter. So that's going to be Lamb at 10.4. Yeah, we can go Lamb. So we're going to go CeeDee Lamb. So it's going to be a 4x2 with Dallas. Kenneth Gainwell at captain with Jalen Hurts in the flex, hoping they connect on a receiving touchdown before they get taken out. And then we've got Dak Prescott, Corey Clement, Cedric Wilson, and CeeDee Lamb. And I could also probably just do this. I mean, I have 14,000, right? So why don't I just go with Dak Prescott at captain if I can find him? Oh, that would help. So let's go Dak Prescott at captain. All right. Give him CeeDee. We're going to run 3 receivers with Dak. And then we're going to get 5,600 left. Probably going to go down here to Kenneth Gainwell. All right, 4,000 left on the table. So Dak Prescott at captain, CeeDee Lamb, Corey Clement, Cedric Wilson, Kenneth Gainwell, and Jalen Hurts. That's going to do it for today. This was a quick little video since it's just such a crazy slate. I wanted to make sure that we got together on that one. So good luck tonight. Don't be afraid to leave a ton of salary on the table, but don't go out of your way to leave. You're not winning the contest just because you have the most salary left on the table. So use the custom lineups. Even if you're only doing a few lineups, feel free to download the CSV and do some custom sorting in your Excel sheet. And have a good slate. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.